Today we're taking my first look at sea power. We've been given charge of a Soviet anti-submarine task force, and then I'll be swapping sides to the submarine to get both perspectives of the same scenario. Welcome to Sea Power, and our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to take on a submarine, and this is going to be tricky. Now, I have to confess, I don't have a whole lot of experience when it comes to anti-surface or anti-submarine warfare. I have a little bit of time with Dangerous Waters, which I quite enjoyed, but that was a long time ago and it was all American ships, and of course today we're Soviet style. So unfortunately that means we have crappy hardware and we don't even have any helicopter support, which is what I usually rely on to find submarines, so I have a horrible feeling we're just going to sit here and be targets. And that's going to give the first shot and control of this engagement over to the submarine. Now I've got two Grecias and I want them up front to screen for my flagship, the, what is this? The Krivak. The only things we've got going for us are the SSN-14s. These are cruise torpedoes. You fire them out a good distance and they land, and we should be able to put a torpedo directly on top of a submarine we detect. Except the detection is going to be the tricky bit, because our variable depth sonar, 12 kilometers, 15 kilometers, and hull sonar 12 and 10, so yeah. He can shoot from about 20 miles and we're only going to get, what, 5-6 miles on the sonar, so he's got to make a lot of noise for us to detect him. So we're going to have to take it and hope we can react. That's why these Grecias are going out front, because I need something in between my flagship and the submarine. We know he's on the course ahead of us somewhere, so I think all that's left now is just to wait until he shoots at us, because I can't see any other way we can proactively find him. So my experience with anti-submarine warfare really comes from the opposite side of the spectrum. We're talking about playing Cold Waters, or my more preferred game, Silent Hunter 3. And we're going to have to try and figure out what on earth to do. Now, one of the ones, particularly from World War II, that I'm familiar with, is that you get one ship to coast along, where is it, navigation, head 1/3 please, and have them listen on the hydrophone while the other one is at full speed manoeuvring. So we're going to alternate the Grecias and have them change their speed so that at least one of our hydrophones is listening whilst the rest of the ships are at flank trying to close the distance to the submarine. But the bigger thing is, we don't know where the enemy are. We know torpedoes are probably going to be the first thing we see, so I want to have a good pair of ears to hear the torpedoes coming. The sooner we know about them, the better our chances are. So our flagship here actually has a variable depth sonar, which should already be deployed, although I can't see a model for it. And hopefully that will detect him if he's below the layer, the thermal layer. Okay, there you go. So there goes our variable depth sonar buoy. That will help if he's hiding beneath the layer. Hopefully we'll find him. But it's a very tense few minutes waiting to be shot at, and I don't like it. I would much rather be actively engaging them. Now I think it's time for this one to speed up and for you to slow down. Okay, there we go. Let's pause. We've got some noise contacts and torpedoes. We're probably facing multiple torpedoes here. First things first, I want to mark the torpedo off, which is in drawing tools and marker. Now, I expect that torpedo is aimed at the flagship from the looks of it. There you go, there's the other two. So he's fired 3 torpedoes at us right away. Alright, now I need to start doing some marking here, so if we're lucky we might be able to figure out where they are. So this torpedo, the Mark 48, I can't pull up the unit reference, so submarines, attack submarines Los Angeles would do, Mark 48. It has a range of 0.5 to 20 miles, so we are within 20 miles of our submarine. So if I get out the drawing tool, circle, and we'll pull it out to, I can't see because the number's under the cursor. That's 12. Yeah, that's not great. The number really shouldn't be clashing. That's 14 miles, that's about 17% of the, sorry, 75% of the maximum range. And that's not what I wanted to grab, but never mind. Torpedo's coming in. I think he's probably closer than that. Now, what I'm going to do is draw some lines. Ruler. And hold shift, can I do multiple rulers? I can, but they're connected, that's no good. Right. It's a bit cumbersome doing this. Alright, so I've drawn out some lines and they're roughly in the heading of each torpedo, and that draws a bunch of lines toward here. So there's a good chance that our shooter came from about here. So I'm not going to sit here and just be shot at, I need to do something in return, so I'm going to launch the SS-14 to about here and hope that is close enough to scare him. I'm also going to get my Grishas to fire a torpedo toward each torpedo shot near them. Now it would be nice if you could shoot a torpedo with a torpedo, that would be very clever, wouldn't it? But not something I've seen in the game before, and we need to then, as soon as these have all fired off, start manoeuvring to avoid those torpedoes. So we should be able to watch the launch here. There's our torpedo. And actually, you know what? Can the Grisha engage? Ooh. Yes, he can. So our hedgehogs, or equivalents, can in fact shoot at them. There goes our airborne torpedo. Can I get you to engage the middle one? Looks like you're having a bad day with two in the middle. Now, I don't know how effective this is going to be. I hope it works. See them going off. Yes, we've sunk one torpedo. I don't think we got the other though. Okay, re-engage please. You can see that one's reloading. And we got one more. Fantastic. Come on, Grisha. There goes the... It's getting close now. Ooh, is that going to be close enough? Yes, there we go. I'm very glad we can shoot them back. I wasn't expecting that, I was thinking we'd have to run. That gives me a bit more confidence. Hopefully not my downfall. Alright, we need to get you up head flank and close the distance, we're keeping you slow. And we're hoping we're going to hear something from the torpedo that just deployed. Hopefully they'll find the submarine. If one of these scares him, it'll reveal where he is and we can then engage him more accurately. But I can't sit here and just be shot at. I've got to do something proactive. I can't let him hold all the cards. Noisemaker, there we go, we scared him. He's a bit off from where we thought he would be. Not a surprise. So it looks like he launched, probably over here somewhere. They've all spread out and he's been moving this way to guess. So now we need to launch another N14 SS N14 torpedo, and I'm going to put it here. And with a bit of luck, that will be on him. Target was very, very short. So hopefully that'll find him. Now you're my flank speed, so I want you closing in. And the other Grisha can remain slow, listening out for torpedoes. He fired 3, I'm assuming he'll have 3 more in the tubes, and it probably doesn't take him that long to reload. So we've got a glider here, carrying the torpedo straight first class service to the submarine. There we go, and the drag chute. Now if that doesn't cause him some panic, I don't know what will. Moment that lands, I hope we'll find him. He'll have to manoeuvre to avoid this torpedo and reveal his position properly. Alright, you need to speed up now. Head flank. 1/3. Torpedoes in the water. And now, is this going to do a circle pattern? That's what I was expecting it to do. Unless it's already found a target. I'm not sure. It just appears to be going in a straight line. If it is, that's no good because I launched it on top. I need to launch it short. I hope he turns around. There we go, I think he started to see. Got a very, very lazy turn. I don't know if these torpedoes are going to have the range to reach over there. What's our range? Ruler please, and we are 5 miles, so that's looking dubious as far as range goes. Alright, well we need to close the distance. Okay, new torpedo found. That's number 4. We need to slow down and make sure we've got ears, everything going on, and can I turn to engage? Yes I can, good. These are really holding us up. If we didn't have these, we'd be in so much more trouble. And we lost the contact immediately. I hope that was accurate enough for the fire. But the solution wasn't accurate. We didn't get... Oh yeah, we're not a great position. It was behind. Alright. Next one firing. There they go. I have a horrible feeling this torpedo is evading us. Yeah, this is getting scary now, he's too close. Firing a lot of mortars, and they have to reload, so I hope there's not another torpedo coming away, otherwise we'll have nothing left. Oh, we got him, good. Thank goodness for that. Now, there's another noisemaker. So our torpedo is doing the job. He's there. We've got a torpedo in his vicinity, but it's not quite good enough. Now, we saw it went in a straight line, so I'm going to put it about here and hope it finds the submarine, because this one's been circling around him. Up you go. There go the boosters as it glides on to target. Now, I don't really care about losing or using all my torpedoes, I just want to stay alive. Submarines are scary. And it's no good for conserving your ammunition or your countermeasures if you're dead. So let's hope this torpedo finds its mark. Another noisemaker. So he's going north-northeast. In fact, he looks like he's turned left now. Tell you, I could do with all the drawing tools and the history that comes in Cold Waters that's missing from this one. I don't know what that torpedo is doing. I wish he was doing a tighter circle. It's a very lazy, large circle. Hopefully this guy's found our target. I hope so. And Grishas need to speed up. I've stopped paying enough attention to them and they've fallen behind the Krivac, so let's slow you down. Hopefully we won't have to get any closer and we can just engage with the air-launched torpedoes. Have you found something? It keeps drawing a line. I'm not sure what that green line represents. Oh, well, I'll tell you what it represents. It represents the contact it's found. Look at that. That looks good. I think we got him. It's coming in. And... smash. Now, is that enough to kill him? To put down another mark. I do miss some of the interface icons, like those, the explosion markers and the history track. I'm having to do it by hand. You can see the path he's taken. He's gone up here and round. He keeps dropping noisemakers. This torpedo might actually find him now, if we're lucky. So, let's see. I don't know if he's finished or not. We've got contact maintained. 275 feet depth. 1 knot, so we stopped moving. That's a good sign. I think we have him. In fact, I think this torpedo has him. Don't see anything in the murk, but I reckon it's changed heading right toward him. I reckon he's on target now. Submarine is speed 0, he's stopped, and he's just floating there. It's not sinking yet. We got a new noisemaker, so I reckon he might have drifted south. In fact, after action report, we have destroyed him, so he's given out a Sturgeon-class submarine. Destroyed. And I'm honestly surprised how well that went. I did not expect to make it through without any losses. But boy, is it a scary prospect. Now, if I'd been in control of that submarine, I would have had torpedoes coming at directions other than myself, so I hope the AI can be made more difficult. I don't actually know what difficulty this AI was set to. But god, that's hair-raising. Being chased down by a submarine, running down the throat of all the torpedoes and hoping for the best. Right, so side B, this time we are the Sturgeon class taking on the exact same group that we were just controlling. And I'm going to demonstrate just why it is so dangerous fighting a submarine, especially an American attack submarine. Right, so we picked up the ships immediately. That's not a surprise, they're only 10 miles away.
Turn to course. 2, 3,
So I'm going to expose the larger side of myself whilst we're at distance, just because I want to get out of their path, and we're going to mark their current positions. I didn't want that last mark. Frustratingly, I've got to use the eraser tool to get rid of it, but never mind. And now we're going to start planning out our attacks. So I want to pull out the ruler, and I'm going to draw a line out from where I currently am roughly, and take it out about 8 miles and what? Say 6 miles to here, and then 5 miles, 6 miles to here. So we've still got a good bit of runtime left on our torpedo, and that'll be the rough course we'll follow. And then we can come up perhaps behind them if we're lucky. And I'm going to draw out for reference a similar course. So about 7 miles out. 7 miles out, that gives us 6 miles to play with. That's not going to make it, so we have to come closer. Because we've got a range of about 20 miles if you remember, so 5 miles and 6 miles and 6 miles. That should give us a bit of playing room. And now they're going to have torpedoes coming in from both sides, rather than just this way. Right, now, come on, and I want to drop down below the layer as quickly as we can, and then we're going to launch our torpedoes.
Turn to course. 2-1-1. How am I?
So let's drop down, and our thermal layer depth is 324 feet. So we need to drop down to 360 was the order. Let's put on some time compression. And we have about reached our depth. So let's launch out our torpedoes. So we're going to take the Mark 84, we'll send them out this way. And this way. And I think it'll launch from this side next. The next two. See the door come open. Now I'd like me to choose which side my torpedoes launch from. Because in a perfect world you would launch from the tubes on the opposite side of the enemy, making it harder to detect the launch. Oop, had to pause there. So now we've got our torpedoes in the water, we can actually retask their destination whenever we fancy. So let's just refine the direction a little bit. That was me, not the torpedo. So we're going to follow the rough course we've put in and use it to intercept the surface group. And of course, they're not going to know where I am. In fact, I doubt they will ever know where I am. So let's turn and keep ourselves heading out of their path. Otherwise they will eventually find us. So you make a very slow course. So time for some time compression. Oh, we've lost contact with them, so we may have to come back above the layer before the final attack just to reconfirm their position. So our torpedoes are on their way. Now I'm actually going to cut the corner, because I want these torpedoes to all arrive at roughly the same time, for the sole reason that they may try to shoot my torpedoes with their mortars, and they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots between them, but they also have to be facing me in order to do anything with it, so I'm forcing them to pick each side, and hopefully they won't be able to shoot at all my torpedoes. Of course, in a perfect world, they will not notice my torpedoes until it is too late. Alright, so now we need to get our depth above the layer so we can detect them again. And get an update on position. So they have moved forwards quite a bit, so we're actually getting in behind them already. And in a perfect world they'll arrive together. And there they are, so I need to start building a bit more lead. There we go, we're confirming the positions now. And in a moment they're going to start realising they're in real trouble. 4 torpedoes all from behind them, 2 different directions. Alright, so if they haven't changed formation, that's the Kivat, I forget the name. And then we've got the 2 escorts. So 1.6 miles, there's no noisemakers. They don't appear to be particularly loud. So I'm not sure they even know we're here. So we'll take the 2 from the middle toward the middle target. We'll give them a bit of lead actually. In fact that one appears to have locked. Nope. There we go. I thought he'd locked control, maybe he'd lost the wire. Alright. Target and target. Now you're going to have a very bad day. Because he's going to see his 2 mates explode almost at the same time. And then he's going to realise he's in real trouble. Torpedoes acquired. There's a noisemaker. They've detected it. Just keep it going. They've all sped up now. 80 decibels, 75 decibels. But I don't think you're getting away from my torpedo, mate. Let's give them a bit of a better lead. Now, it's not a good time. Here it comes. They're trying to chuck out decoys, but it's not going to do them any good. And dead. And any second now, number 2 is going to explode. Here she comes. So you can imagine this is their absolute worst nightmare. They didn't know I was here, and then suddenly 4 torpedoes. Your 2 escorts are immediately taken out. And he's bravely fighting on, he's trying to intercept my torpedo. He's picked up that this one's gone active on him. And he might just get it. No, I think he... Oh no, they're in front, that might get it. No, it survived. Oh dear. Got another torpedo behind him. So I think he's done. This Grisha is done. Oh yeah. They're out of it. And here comes the torpedo. And hit. So there you go, they never had a chance. First sign that I was there was the 4 torpedoes, and they were only a mile or 2 away from them. That's that. And that's why attack submarines are absolutely terrifying. Victory, that is impossible. The RBUs are too powerful. You couldn't have won. I guess I can indeed. They never even had enough time to try and do any counterfire, and they were just completely in confusion for the whole time. Never knew where I was, and then they were dead. Sea Power comes out soon on the 12th, and I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. Of course, naval action is the focus here, but there are aircraft simulated and even electronic warfare, making it a pretty exciting sim overall. Whilst not as detailed as, say, Dangerous Waters, being more of a survey level sim than a study, it's towed the line between accessible and simulation very nicely, and I can't wait for more. So I hope you've enjoyed, and take care.